morning, my name is Lauren and I head up Genetik Sessions. We are so excited to be with you this week for summer school. We have so much in store for you. Please do make sure you check out our channel where you will find video tutorials on things like beatboxing, to beat making, guitar workshops, drum workshops and much, much more. We also have a talent competition happening this week where you could win a £20 Nando's card. All you got to do is film yourself showing us your talent and send it to the Genetik Sessions Instagram page and you could be enjoying some yummy, yummy chicken. So we hope that you really enjoy your session.
What is up, summer school? How you guys doing? I hope you're all good. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Dan and I am the singer and music producer for Amongst Wolves. We do a kind of dark pop, rock, metal crossover thing. Don't really know what it is, but it's a jam. So if you're into that kind of thing, go check it out. Welcome to beat making. We're going to be making a beat from scratch. Going to show you guys how we construct something based off a reference that we're going to listen to in a little second. I don't know about you guys, but I found making music really, really helpful during lockdown. Kind of being stuck at home, especially when we couldn't go anywhere at all. I actually found it really therapeutic just to be able to make music and kind of express how I feel. But you know, the reason that I write music with Amongst Wolves is for a very, very specific purpose. It's because we believe that we have a really important message that we want to share with you guys. You know, we not too long ago released a single called Horizon. Came out less than a month ago, actually, so it's still fresh. You should go check it out. And Horizon is all about how God is with us wherever we go in life. See, the lyrics of the chorus go like this. Even if I run to the horizon, even if I keep myself in hiding, and even down the road that keeps on winding, I know you're there. And life is certainly changing a lot at the moment. It's been so different this year than it has for the rest of our lives. I'm willing to bet none of us have been through something quite like this. But the Bible promises us that God is with us wherever we go. That song's actually based on a psalm in the Bible called Psalm 139, if you want to look it up. If you're feeling down, if you're feeling under the weather, if you're feeling like you don't know what's going on in life, which, let's face it, all of us, none of us really have a clue what's going on at the moment, you can know that God promises to be with you, whether life is easy or whether life is hard, and he is there, and the Bible says he is a friend that sticks closer than a brother that you can talk to. So that's why I write music for Amongst Wolves, because I believe that's important for you guys to know. But we're going to get cracking on making a beat. So the beat that I want to try and make something like, we're not gonna rip it off exactly. We're going to take some inspiration from it. It's going to end up pretty similar, but maybe we might change a few things. We'll see. Is this song by Stormzy. I think it's a pretty cool vibe. Let's just listen to a little bit of it and get the idea. Sweet. So this is actually super simple, but really effective. It's really vibey, right? So let's have a go at making it. We're not going to do anything super fancy. We're not going to do any crazy mixing. We're just going to put like the fundamental parts of that in so you guys can see how it's constructed. So massive part of this is that kick drum. Now this is an 808 kick drum, which means it kind of has a sustain and some pitch to it. So listen to this. So the bass and the kick are kind of locked in this 808 sound. So why don't we try putting that down first? So first we're going to need some sounds, right? So we're going to need that 808 kick sound. There's a service I use called Splice, which you can get loads of samples from. It is a paid for thing, so if you don't know where to go for samples, just Google 808 kick, free, royalty free. It will come up with loads and loads of cool stuff. But I just so happen to have some really cool samples in here that I've got for other things. So I'm just going to go to those. Let's see what it sounds like. It's cool. I'm kind of into this. So, Logic updated recently. I don't know if you guys use Logic at home. That's what I'm going to be using today, Logic Pro 10. Recently updated, and it's got this new sampling feature in. You'll see that when I drag this audio in, you can drag it in normally like I've always been able to do, but now if you drag it here, we have all these options. I'm going to drop it into Quick Sampler Optimized, okay? And it's going to drop that kick in, and now all of a sudden, it's playable on my keyboard. Look at that, crazy. I'm going to turn it up a little bit because that's well quiet. Nice. So this song sounds to me like it's in G minor, so I'm starting on that G. I think that's right, isn't it? Yeah, I think we're in G minor. So let's have a go at playing it in. Sweet, that sounded pretty cool. It's feeling like it lacks a little bit of punch as a kick drum. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to find another little sample. I know I've got a good one around here somewhere. Drop kick. Now this is super, super short and punchy. You might be listening to that and think, damn, what on earth is that? Well, don't you worry. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to drag it over and we're going to drop it into quick sampler optimized. Okay. Now you can see this is actually a loop of kicks. I don't want all of them. I only want one. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go snap to transient plus note, which means when I move these things around, see it's already detected. You can see on the screen, it's already detected where each of the kicks are with those little yellow labels. And now it's snapping to them. So I'm going to snap the start of the audio to the first one. I'm going to snap the end of the audio to the start of the next one. Boom. And then crop sample. Now we just have one kick drum. So I've literally copied the MIDI, the note information from that first one, onto the really short kick. And now I'm just putting every note on the same note for this one. Because this one doesn't want to be pitched. This is just a punch. Okay, this is not the bass. I suppose it's a little bit like our 808 kick is like our bass guitar, and this drop kick is like our kick drum. It's a little bit like what we're doing there. So, sweet, super, super punchy. Not quite sure I'm into the click right at the start, so we're just going to put a little bit of attack on here. Oh, no, that's pitch. My bad. We want amplitude. There we go. So we've taken off a tiny bit of the attack there. So now, got a little kick bass sound. That sounded pretty sweet to me. So now I need that snare. Gagat, gagat. So I'm gonna find some samples to make that. Let's go back to my little sample library. I think I've got something cool in here for that. That's cool. That's cool. That's all right. Well, they're all cool, but you know, I'm into that as well. Right. I think this clap needs to be a thing. Bam, 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 bam. I think this is a jam. This song. Now listen to the original. First one's a bit softer. So much so that the first one's not really there as much. So we're just going to drag this one way down. Nice. Just going to loop that out until the end of this little 4-bar section we got going on. Don't know if that one's working now. Might be cool to have this little click in there as well. That's kind of cool. What it sounds like to put it on there. Sounds kind of cool, you know. So now what I'm going to do at this point is going to do a tiny little bit of mixing. So I'm using this EQ called Pro Q3. If you don't have that at home, you can use this one. EQ, channel EQ, comes with Logic. It's also pretty great. I'm just more used to Pro Q3. And you can do exactly the same thing as what I'm about to do with this. It's called a high pass filter. So we don't want any of the lows getting in the way. So I'm just going to do this. See, doesn't sound a lot different. It's just a little bit of housekeeping. So I'm going to do that to all of my snares. Sweet. That sounded pretty cool. I said we wouldn't do a lot of mixing, so I'm not going to get too into it. Okay. Those are my hi-hats. In case that wasn't obvious what I was doing. That'll do it. I'm just going to drop this in and I'm going to do exactly the same thing. Drop it in optimized. See, before Logic added this, you had to sequence everything yourself or spend ages faffing around with a really clunky sampler. But now, life is easy. Look at that. We've got a hi-hat straight away. That sounded pretty cool. All I'm going to do is I'm going to double the length of it. I'm going to get a little open hi-hat going on a different key. So I'm going to take this one out and find myself a little open hi-hat. That'll do. I might shorten it a bit, but that's no worries. I'm going to drag this onto here. Optimized. Key tracking off. I might shorten it in a second. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to sequence this in to be the last one of each region. So now you can see if we zoom in here. Got all my little hi-hats. Okay, I want that way shorter. I don't want it overlapping. There is a way, if you want to get into it, to make your hi-hats stop each other. So as soon as the close hi-hat comes in, it chokes the open hi-hat. But I don't have time to show you that in this little video. So I'm just going to shorten it a bit more crudely than that. Sounds alright. Sounds like I got it right. I'm going to do the same little high pass that I did. This can be a bit more aggressive. Put it around 300 hertz. Nice. Right, so all I'm going to do now is I'm going to put all of these into a track stack. Create track stack. Summing stack. And that means basically all of the audio when it gets out of these regions, out of these little tracks here, are going to go to this thing that's currently called Sum 1. I'm going to call it drums, okay? And I'm just going to put a bit of compression on the whole thing so it kind of pumps together. I'm going to use a compressor that hopefully you guys have because it comes with Logic. I'm going to use the Logic compressor and I've got it default to open to Studio Effect. It might look like this when you open it. Just click on Studio Effect at the top. I'm going to turn auto gain off and then I'm going to see what I can do with this. Ratio about 8 maybe, put some soft clipping on, no makeup gain yet. We're just going to listen to what it's doing, okay? Got quite a fast attack, quite a fast release. You don't want to go too quick or else it kills every hit. Open up the attack a little bit, let's start the hit through, open up the release a tiny bit. So that's now absolutely pumping. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dial the mix back on the compressor, and that basically means how much of this is it actually going to do of what I've just set. I'm just going to put a little bit back in of the unprocessed signal. Bear in mind I've not put my 808 kick through this bus because that's so loud and so consistent, it would just destroy everything. It would destroy the whole world. Just turn everything down a little bit because I noticed my output was clipping here, so that's why it's got a little bit quieter for you guys. I think that sounded cool. It's got a vocal thing. Wonderfully sung by me just now. Can you tell I'm a vocalist? So let's try and make something a bit like that. I'm not going to copy it exact because I don't have the original vocals. It's not going to sound the same. But I'm going to go hunting. So here I have... whoops, I've just lost it. I have some vocal samples. It's actually a vocal sample pack that I'm working on myself because I find it really useful to have stuff like this at hand. Let's just listen to some of these. That might have been really loud, I apologise. So I think this one sounds pretty cool. So I'm going to drop it in optimized like we've been doing so far. And there we go. So this sample's actually in G major and our track's in G minor. So for music theory reasons, I'm going to tell it that the sample's actually in E major. And now when I hit a G on the keyboard, it's in the right key. There we go. There we go. So, don't want it to loop. No, thank you. There we go. That's all sorted. So, just going to move this. Right. Got it to follow tempo now. Gonna speed it up. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. Let's give this a go. I'm just gonna move that back to the start. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. And then let's just sequence something. We're gonna hit it on a G. There we go. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do this. To give us a little bit more control over the slicing, I'm not going to use the sampler. Now that it's repitched it, all I'm going to do is I'm going to do this thing called bounce in place. So bounce in place here. I'm going to go to new track. Bypass effects plugins. Yeah, don't do that. Cool. So what it's got now, I'm just going to mute this, disable this. Got a little audio region of that sample that's been repitched by the sampler. And this is useful because I can just slice this up, and now I can mess with it a little bit. So I reckon. Then I'm going to grab this little section here. I'm going to go to my marquee tool, and I'm going to grab this little section here, and I'm going to see what happens if we drop this in like here, maybe. That's cool. That's cool. Repeat that. Okay, I'm actually going to actually cut that in half and make it like that. I think that's cool. Don't need that track anymore. I'm just going to clean this up with a couple little fades to make sure that everything sounds nice. You know what's missing now is effects from this thing. So we're going to need some reverb. There's a reverb that I use all the time on stuff like this, and it's called Valhalla Room. If you don't have it, there's some really cool reverbs you can find. Space Designer, also Chromaverb, come with Logic, so try those out. But right now I'm going to use Valhalla Room. I'm on the LV426 big, LV426 Synth Hall, which is my favourite preset, and take the mix down a bit. I think we're pretty much there with our beat. I think this is ready for someone to come along and write to it, which you can actually find at the start of summer school. If you go back and watch the start, John and I write to this beat. So actually, I'm just going to move this like this. So now we got kind of two versions of it. That's ready for a hook, something like that. Gonna make this twice as long. There we go. And there you go, we've got a really effective beat, and we haven't really done a huge amount. We've got that kick, the 808 kick, got the drop kick together, nice. We got a load of snares just on top of each other that makes this wonderful mess. So got that snare, that snare, that snare, that snare, and that snare, and together we get this wonderful. We've got the hi-hats. that. That's it. Super simple. Sounds really effective, and it's ready for someone to come and explode their brain all over it with songwriting when you produce it into like a proper track. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope it was fun. I hope it was useful. Really miss seeing you guys this year. It's obviously really, really sad, but please remember what I said at the start, that wherever you go in life, the Bible says that God promises to be with you. That even if you run to the horizon, even if you keep yourself in hiding, even down the road that keeps on winding, I know you're there. God is with you guys. He's for you. He loves you. We love you. Hope you are staying safe. Hope you're staying well. Peace.
We really hope that you enjoyed your session with us today and are feeling like a pro. Please do make sure you send in your videos for the talent competition as well. If you've enjoyed this session and you want to find out more about the Christian faith, then you can join your tutors on a Wednesday for Higher Life. Check this out.
What's up guys, Andy from Amongst Wolves here. We want to invite you to join us every single Wednesday at 5 p.m. on Zoom as we explore the Christian faith and hang out with you guys. See you there.